All right, so welcome back. Now, consumers will certainly be asking themselves just what needs to be done. What is it that they need to keep their mind on in order to be aware of where they currently sit in terms of the banking regulations, the reprieve that I made note of a little bit earlier as well, that they get in terms of payment holiday as well then from their banks. What happens though if they do have an issue, they have a complaint, they have a worry? What is that scenario said to look like? Of course, the last port of call is the Ombud for banking services. Let's chat to Reana Steyn, who is the Ombud then for banking services, and she joins us on the line. Reana, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it. So it is perhaps a time when you expect the numbers to climb when it comes to people perhaps asking questions, asking for investigations. Has that been the case so far?
Good afternoon. Yes and no. So we've continued working, even though we're working remotely. And we're seeing a huge number of calls, and we have also seen an increase in cases. But at the moment, these cases relate to a previous period and not to COVID-19. But we definitely expect in the months to come that the cases will relate directly to the problems consumers experience. Sure. In relation to this financial crisis.
Yeah. What are the possible problems you think that they could face in a time like this? As, of course, the banks have made, such really gratuitous, if you want to call it that, offers to consumers. What's the likely complaints that could come out of this?
So we've already planning for a few. The one is fraud-related complaints relating to internet banking, mobile banking, for consumers who have not used to these platforms before. Because remember now, they in a way, they're forced to use online banking, and some consumers have never done this. So they are definitely more vulnerable to be scammed. And we see scams in any event for experienced users of these platforms. So that's something to look out for. I think we may see some service-related complaints, like when your bank app doesn't want to connect and now you can't do banking.
Yeah.
And definitely the phishing and vishing scams, so these fake websites and fake phone calls. Everywhere on the internet, even there's warnings out there. Be aware of people pretending to be from medical services. Websites pretending to give you information about the coronavirus, and then they actually you're downloading malware, or it's a phishing website. They want you to click on something.
Yeah.
So we definitely expect more phishing and vishing scams. The fraudsters are going to use this to get your personal information, so consumers must be very vigilant.
Yeah. Look, some consumers may want to just come straight to you if they find that there's an issue that they're perhaps facing. Is that the first port of call? What should consumers be doing if they have a complaint with their bank in a time like this, having been offered the payment holidays and the like, etc.? Should they be coming to you as a first port of call?
No, so the Omlet Scheme is always the last port of call. The advice is always to go to the bank and try and resolve the issue. So remember, we're not financial advisors. We're the Alternative Dispute Resolution Organization. So if you have a dispute with your bank, that's where you need to go. But if for some reason you reach our office, we will refer that matter to the bank, to the right number, to the right department for you.
Yeah.
If you can't resolve the complaint, that is when we will step in. And remember, our services are free of charge, but we definitely expect in the months to come that we'll see an increase in number of complaints relating to this problem.
Yeah, and as you say, I mean, you are still not charging people for these types of services, and it does hurt though. But, in a time like this, would you be able to increase staff because of the inundation that you perhaps expect? Is that something that you could do as an Ombud?
Yes, we can. So we're fortunate in the sense that we can react very quickly. We do have resources that we can put to use. So if we see an increase in numbers, we will be able to handle it. We've got very good systems in place, and we work on a case management system. So we are ready to assist consumers wherever possible. And maybe, I don't know if you were going to ask this, but there's one tip that I definitely want to give out to consumers.
Please.
And that is if they make arrangements with the bank. So first of all, if you need help from your bank in this time with a payment holiday or anything, please be proactive, contact the bank and tell them what the story is. Do not wait for the debit order to bounce or just stop paying. Don't do that. Talk to the bank.
Yeah.
If you make an arrangement, please make a note as best you can of the person you spoke to, the time, the date, and if there's a reference number. So that if there's any dispute later on, and it was only telephonic discussion, that we can trace that call for you. If you have it in writing, so much better, but some people maybe cannot send emails, they can only phone. So I want consumers to make note of their discussions with the bank so that we can follow up that trail if we need to, if there's a dispute later on.
Some great advice there as well from the Ombud for Banking Services. Reana, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Reana Steyn there is the Ombud for Banking Services, giving us that outlook, that sense then, that discoverability, if you want to call it that, of what to do in a time like this. The local banks giving you that slight reprieve. But will it be a case of finding yourselves in a bit of trouble? How do you communicate it? If there's an issue, should you be going to the banking Ombud? First, try to resolve it with your bank. Always, always, always.